We're live at Stir Museum with another behind-the-scenes tour, and a lot of you will recognize the Brazzi Family Summer Kitchen. I'm here with Casanova, our Director of Interpretive Resources, and a couple weeks ago we went to the Cleary Farmstead house and went upstairs, and today we're going to look at a bunch of different structures all the way around this farmstead, because when we say we have like 100+ structures on Stir Museum, this is part of what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're trying to count all the little things here, so just trying to make sure that we know. In fact, I'm working on trying to get documentation for the records so I can add information about all of the structures in our interpretive manual. So this is kind of working right along with that.
All right, well, we'll start with the summer kitchen, and this is largely used, as I understand it, for classes. I know they do some cooking and some pie baking classes in this general area.
The Brazzi family very generously financed the summer kitchen, and the function of a summer kitchen is a place where you would go to in the summer to do laundry and cooking so that you wouldn't heat up your house, because anybody who knows who doesn't have air conditioning will remember just how uncomfortable it gets when you have cooking. It heats up the house more. Laundry, it heats up the house more. So to have a summer kitchen that you can go and then basically leave the heat outside, it makes the house much more comfortable. We use this for a number of summer classes for the food waste classes, and it has also been used for hats classes as well.
Now, this is just good dimensions. We have decided some summer adventure classes are happening.
Yeah, there's in particular some of the food waste. Well, all of the food waste classes are not going to be happening this year due to COVID.
And that makes sense because we can't keep kids 6 feet apart, but we are going to have some of those classes out here. So this summer kitchen, real quick, this was constructed for the museum.
Yes, it was. It was constructed in the early 2000 period. It has been very beneficial to have that. We have had pioneer living classes in here with small groups, because this does not accommodate a lot of people in it.
Okay, well, let's start back over here then, and we'll kind of work our way back toward the kitchen. So this structure, again, this entire complex is largely used for education. It's meant to just represent a pretty well-off farm.
Turn of the century farm.
Yeah.
So this is a reconstructed farmstead. So we have a lot of structures that originally sat in a different location on the museum grounds that were moved out here, and I'm trying to trace their origins. So we have the chicken house,
which is here,
and then
which actually holds chickens most years.
Most of the time we would have chickens in here, but because we did not have our spring hats classes, unfortunately we do not have chickens this year. And we will not be having chickens on the grounds this year.
Right.
Just one less thing to have to worry about sanitation-wise. The back structure is kind of a shop. It's a garage structure. And both the chicken house and the garage structure sat over in the maintenance area for a really long time before they were moved out to the farmstead here.
Okay, and what is this one? Because I imagine just from the size that's a privy.
It's not a privy.
Oh, it's not. I'm sorry.
This is not a privy. This is a storage shed, and I am hot on the trail of this one. This one might possibly be what was called the Fremont shed, and it was originally located next to, not next to, but kind of next to the alley by the Peter Stewart house, set back a ways, and then it was moved out here at some point as well. I haven't been able to conclusively prove that theory yet.
Okay.
But it's the most logical due to its size and structure.
But that is, and it's weird to say, but even a little storage shed is a historic structure. Yes,
it is. The privy is a reconstruction that was done when they were setting up the farmstead out here. So it's nothing, it's a typical privy. It does not have the crescent moon or the full moon shape to let light in, which to me would be a little problematic.
Yeah, I could see that being an issue. And then, of course, there's a garden over here. And I've seen that, you know, with a lot of good stuff in it.
Yeah, I think we're hoping to have some LHAs do some garden work in here during the course of the summer in order to have some things planted in it for hopefully occurring fall classes.
Yep. And then these two structures, and then one more we'll hit on. But this is that looks like a grain or a corn crib sort.
Well,
And then
this first one that we're coming to is the Stir Granary, and it came from the Stir Farm, the original Stir Farm, which is where the museum was supposed to be located first. And it's partly used for storage now and partly used for classes.
it says quartermaster.
I bet you can't figure out what class that was for.
Yeah.
And so we have some of the things that we move around. We store things in here from, in fact, even maintenance has stored some shingles in here and some lumber. But this would be granary by its name would imply that this would be where you would store feed and that for animals. So this would be the logical. It's divided into a center hallway and then 4 separate areas
And those would be for
different, possibly different types of grains. I need to do more research to learn exactly how the structure was used.
now. I imagine not a lot of people have been in this structure.
No, unless you've been a part of the Fall on the Farm class, you probably have not seen this, or possibly the Civil War class.
Right. And then we've got one more building. Actually, I'll get a look in there.
Well, 2 more buildings.
2 more buildings, yes.
2 more buildings. There's corn crib next. Now the granary, let's go back to the grain for a little bit, has been a couple other locations on the museum grounds. When it first started out, it was located right next to the blacksmith shop, between the blacksmith and the livery stable. And then it was moved out to by where the rural school is now. It was supposed to become part of a Windolph farm that they were working on. And then when this farm became a possibility, that's when they moved it here.
Oh.
The corn crib used to sit across from the livery stable, kind of close to the area where the Glade Mill is now. And the corn crib came from the Ewalt farm, and the Ewalt farm is located across 281 to the west of us here. And so that's where this corn crib came from.
Huh. So it's fascinating to me that some of these buildings were just right down the road. Some of them were built. Some of them were, you know, the Cleary farmstead was, you know, a ways, or the farmhouse was a ways away when it was moved. You know, just a lot of different elements make this up.
It's kind of fascinating to look into where the structures originated from. In some cases, we can trace them back to the community and the Sanborn fire insurance maps and actually see where they were sited in those locations. In other cases, like the farms and everything, I can look at aerial photography that's kind of time travel-like, because there are some historical photos, aerial photos that you can look at. Some are better than others. Some are not as clear as you would hope that they would be. But it helps us to cite these locations.
Right.
And it allows us to trace the people who are associated with the structures.
And then there's one more structure we wanted to touch on. And that is this one right over here.
The great big red thing?
No, the barn. Yeah,
barn.
we've been inside the barn. Yeah.
We'll touch on the barn a little bit, but the little garage here was brought in 2000 as well, and it was. We can peek inside that door if you'd like. It's just a little garage. It's a Model T garage that was moved out here. It has this really nicely restored carriage in it that we use for our Fall on the Farm class. It'll look nicely.
Yay.
I'll let you go inside and take a
Okay.
look at that.
Well, yeah. I have we gotten this out for maybe our Cowboy Night event or some of these in
Well,
the past?
we'll
or-
open the doors. It's actually set up off of the ground so it won't roll, because we allow kids to climb up into the carriage and sit. It's got the springs that kind of makes it really bouncy, and so the kids will get up in the seat and bounce around on it. And we keep it covered because we have bats in some of the structures, and bats leave us little presents.
Sure, absolutely. Well, next time you are out at the farmstead, and of course there is the hero shot of the barn from that angle. The even the little buildings have a lot of history behind them. So
Yeah, sometimes the littlest buildings will have a very interesting history. And also very persnickety locks, I might say.
yeah. All right. Well, we thank you for taking this tour of the Cleary farmstead and some of the other buildings, and we will be back in a week with another behind-the-scenes tour. Please head to stewartmuseum.org for all our info on openings and everything else that's going on at the museum. Thank you for watching.